The Christmas season. It's finally here. We're officially on December 1st, and it's time to get into the holiday cheer as we approach the holiday season itself. And with that said, it's also exciting time to talk about games and what's happening the next year, because it is the end of the year. Finally, the end of 2020. It's been a long year, and it's been kind of frustrating for all of us. But finally, we are at the end, and we are approaching, hopefully, better times ahead. The year has struggled with the virus, and lots of companies, including Nintendo themselves, have kind of shut down and kind of stayed isolated because of what has been going on around the world. Clearly, it hasn't been very easy on people, and you could clearly see it, like I said, on Nintendo, as this year was kind of bleh. But with that said, we still have potential to be excited for what's to come. And one thing we haven't had in so long was a Nintendo Direct. Do you remember the last time you sat and watched a Nintendo Direct? It's been a very long time. I know it's been a very long time. If you remember, back at the very beginning of this year, we were all speculating that big January Direct, and we said, well, maybe February, well, maybe March, and then it just kept going all the way throughout the year. Then we thought we might get one in the fall, and the early fall, around August, nothing at all. We got a Mario Direct, and that was really about it. No general Nintendo Direct, still showcasing some games to be, to look forward to, and we still don't know anything that's coming in 2021. With that said, the only thing we know is Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, but we don't even know what Bowser's Fury is, so we really know nothing new that's coming next year. We can speculate maybe Breath of the Wild 2 will drop, but once again, nothing new. No new facts, nothing about the game, no information. So, we are bound to get something soon, right? We have to get some information and something to pop up. Well, maybe a Nintendo Direct or Nintendo announcements are a lot closer than we think. There's some evidence pointing at either a Nintendo Direct or some type of presentation announcements coming soon, which could be the Game Awards, which is very, very soon. But we're going to talk about them today and exactly what could be happening very soon for the big end. Well, with that said, before we get started, if you guys enjoyed today's video, just make sure you stop for a second, like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, helps out a lot, get the month started on a good note, and yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and let's get into the news of a potential Nintendo Direct happening very soon. So first of all, we get some information coming in from JP Switchmania on Twitter, and he gives us a picture of some brand new Switch SKUs that popped up on GameStop's website. Now this happens a lot of the time, and lots of the time it is games that's to come from Nintendo. This actually happened right before the big Mario Direct happened, and we got a onslaught of Mario announcements, which was obviously those SKUs. But we have a whole bunch of new ones. The first one being Override 2 with Summer Mech, which actually was announced back in August. I think it might even be out already. I don't really know much about that game. But you also have Doom Eternal, which literally just got a release date. Just the other day was announced, so that's cool. But for the rest of them, they have not been talked about yet. And it's looking like they're going to be talked about before the year is over. And what other time are they going to talk about these games before the year is over? Well, obviously, we have a big Game Awards coming up, or we could potentially have a Nintendo Direct. Now, some of these have some weird pricings. For instance, one of them is $110, which could be a bundle pack, like we had that with Breath of the Wild. That could be Breath of the Wild 2 being announced for next year. One's $40, which could be a smaller game, like Captain Toad was, or maybe even a WarioWare micro game. And then you have, another $110, which could also be another bundle pack. And that's something that you always got to think about, because like I said, Breath of the Wild 1 had a bundle pack, which was actually up there in price, which gave you a whole bunch of cool, collectible items and stuff like that. So that could be announced. But regardless, we're not going to try to guess what all these games are. But GameStop does have listings for, Nintendo Switch games coming very soon, or at least being announced very soon. So I'm very interested into seeing, what these games are going to be, when they're going to be shown off. But regardless, it looks like we're going to get to at least see them very soon. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, we also get some more information from Naziris on Twitter saying, did the Nintendo Direct archive site just get updated? And it seems like it did. But before we, get into speculation about what this means and what could happen, this happens a lot. In fact, he even states that this has happened at least like 20 times throughout this year. And obviously, we haven't gotten a Direct. Well, we gotten Directs, but not the one that we wanted. We got partner showcases and stuff like that. So this really doesn't really necessarily mean anything right now. This could just be speculation that something could be happening soon, something could be happening next year, but there has been some type of update in the Nintendo Direct archive. We don't know what it is, but this just happened, a couple of days ago. So there still is very well a potential of a Nintendo Direct happening. Now, lots of people might say, well, it's probably just a partner showcase, but partner showcases are done for this year. Nintendo stated that themselves, saying that was the last one this year, which happened, I think, back in October. So what is this going to be? Well, it could be an indie showcase. That definitely does happen, or it could be game specific. Maybe they decide to do like a Breath of the Wild Direct or something like that, you know, focusing on a game in the future. Or maybe it's just a little thing for Smash Brothers. Maybe it's a Sakurai presentation, who knows? Or it could be a general Nintendo Direct. Now, there have been rumors throughout the entire year saying that we would end 2020 on a big Direct. I don't know if that's true or not. I really am not going to buy that, but it could tie into this. Maybe we do finally end 2020 on a good note. Maybe it's the best way to step into 2021, and who knows? Maybe we do get a big Direct to end the year, but regardless, this is just, you know, a rumor right now, just a leak, just speculation at that, you know, of some files that Nintendo has updated, some things that Nintendo has done. They just updated the Nintendo UI and the whole, you know, system itself, so maybe that's a little stepping towards the right direction. But to me, the most likely thing, it sounds like right now, is the Game Awards. The Game Awards is the next thing coming soon. And if you're going to get some type of direct or direct announcement, it would happen this week. And we're already on Tuesday, and right now it's about Tuesday midday, and there's no announcement of anything. So I'm pretty sure this is not a Nintendo Direct, but this could definitely be directly related to the Game Awards coming next week, and it's actually happening next Thursday, which we could very well get some big announcements. Jeff Keighley seems to be, once again, very confident in this presentation. He normally seems that way, though. I mean, I think he even was last year, and there was not a single Nintendo announcement, so we'll see how it goes. But with these games kind of being, you know, the SKUs being put up on GameStop and, you know, Direct archives being updated, it seems like Nintendo's preparing for something to be announced very soon. And the Game Awards just makes sense. You know, you'll probably get a Smash character. You might even get a couple of games announced there. And then probably maybe a small presentation afterwards, or, you know, the beginning of next year talking about these games. But this would be a perfect time to do so. You know, Nintendo really isn't doing Directs, it seems like, right now. Maybe not ever again. So, who knows? You know, right now, all I can say is expect the Game Awards. I'm not really expecting a Direct, but the Game Awards just makes sense. It's finally time for Nintendo to talk, and that's what the main point about this is Nintendo speaking. Because once again, we have absolutely not a clue what's coming, and Nintendo hardly ever does this. There's always at least something that we know is coming. I know we know Mario 3D World, but it's a port. You know, it's just like, it's nothing new that we know is coming. The only thing new is that extra mode within that port. But yeah, it's a matter of time before Nintendo gives us some information, before Nintendo starts just unleashing all this stuff. I know it's soon. I know it is, especially as we're about to enter 2021. Hopefully a better year for all of us. But yes, I don't know if it's going to be a Direct coming soon, the Game Awards, you know, individual announcements still, but games are coming. We're just going to have to wait a tiny bit longer. I literally don't think we're getting out of 2020 without any type of announcements for next year, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Are we still not going to get a Nintendo Direct? Is Nintendo going to finally show some stuff at this year's Game Awards? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and like always, I'll see you on the next one. See you guys.